It is a horrible tally of broken bones, bruises, and other traumas. A litany of injuries suffered by Zahra Kazemi, a Canadian journalist who died in Iran. The details come from an Iranian doctor who says he examined Kazemi in hospital and who says he believes his patient was tortured. Paul Hunter reports.
Can I know what you're doing?
For Stefan Hashemi, it was a long journey to this day, bringing to Parliament Hill the strongest evidence yet of the horrifying death suffered 2 years ago in Iran by his mother, Montreal's Zahra Kazemi. Joining him in Ottawa, fresh from fleeing Iran to tell this story, a doctor who saw Kazemi just before she died.
They brought her in on a stretcher.
Speaking through a translator, Shahram E'ظم was blunt.
It was the first time that I saw somebody who was being tortured. It was so shocking for me.
Kazemi, an Iranian-born photographer, was arrested and accused of spying after taking pictures of a Tehran prison in June 2003. 11 days later, she was dead. But after allegations of torture, Iranian officials implicated in her death were acquitted in a trial widely seen as a sham. Iran's official view is death after a fall. E'ظm's view, death after a beating.
The lines, bruises that would indicate that could have been caused by lashes.
E'ظm went on. Her nose had been broken. She'd vomited blood. Her left eardrum ruptured. Bruises on her face, her ribs, her abdomen. Deep scratches on the back of her neck. One of her toes had been, in his words, completely smashed.
And the nails on the thumb and the index finger were missing.
It gets worse. E'ظm says a nurse also saw evidence of rape.
She saw a brutal damage to her genital part.
All told, his story corroborates for the first time one told by Kazemi's own mother, who saw her daughter briefly in that hospital. For Kazemi's son, it brings renewed resolve.
To pursue aggressively this case till we get justice for my mother and make an example for this case.
Iran wouldn't comment today. Its embassy in Ottawa was closed, and at the ambassador's residence, no answer, as calls for Canada to get tough with Iran mount.
There should be an immediate demand for the investigation and the trial to be reopened, but with an important difference. There has to be strong Canadian and international presence, both at the investigative and the judicial level.
And Paul Martin calls the whole story
this is just
heartbreaking.
By any standard, this is simply unacceptable. And Canada, through the Minister of External Affairs, is obviously voicing that.
For the Iranian doctor, all of this means a new life. Calling it his duty to tell this story, Shahram E'ظm says in so doing, his life could be in danger if he were to now return to Iran. The federal government has agreed to help keep him here as a refugee. Paul Hunter, CBC News.